Welcome to Building Quality Software. After watching this video, you will be able to list common software engineering processes and describe the common software engineering processes required for building high-quality software. There are numerous processes that are common to software engineering projects. In this video, we will discuss 6 of them: requirements gathering, design, coding for quality, testing, releases, and documenting. The Software Requirements Specification, or SRS, encompasses the process of collecting and documenting the set of requirements that the software needs to adhere to. It may include a set of use cases that describe the business needs and user flows that the software must implement. Software requirements can be classified into 4 broad categories: functional, external and user interface, or UI, system features, and non-functional. These categories are discussed in more detail in another video. Software design is the process of transforming the requirements into a structure that is implementable using code. The software design process translates the requirements into a language the developers can use to write the code. It transforms the requirements into a software solution. The technical lead breaks down requirements into sets of related components with clearly defined behaviors, boundaries, and interactions. These components define the system architecture. The system design incorporates guidance on system functions, performance, security, and platform characteristics. The design communicates business rules and application logic. Application programming interface design, which is how apps talk to each other or communicate with the database, user interfaces, and database design. Code quality refers to the characteristics of the code, including attributes such as maintainability, readability, testability, and security. Quality code must fulfill the intended requirements of the software without defects. Additionally, it should be clean and consistent, easy to read and maintain, well documented, and efficient. Coding for quality entails following a set of coding practices during development. These include following common coding standards, conventions, patterns, and styles, using automated tools known as linters to detect pragmatic and stylistic errors, and commenting in the code itself to make it easy for others to understand and modify. Software testing is the process of verifying that the software matches established requirements and is free of bugs. Its purpose is to identify errors, gaps, or missing requirements when compared with stated requirements. Properly tested software ensures reliability, security, performance, and efficiency. Software testing can often be automated or done manually. Levels of testing include unit, integration, system, and user acceptance. Unit testing is often done by the developer and tests the smallest component of code that can be isolated from the rest of the system. Once components are integrated into the larger product, integration testing occurs. Then, after the larger product is deemed completed, system testing can take place. User acceptance testing, or UAT for short, and sometimes called beta testing, is when the software is tested by the intended end user. Types of testing can broadly be divided into 3 categories: functional, non-functional, and regression. Testing levels and types will be further explained in an upcoming video. When the newest version of the software is distributed, it is referred to as a release. Different types of releases are intended for different audiences. There is generally an alpha, a beta, and a GA release. GA stands for General Availability. The alpha release is the first functioning version of the system released to a select group of stakeholders. The alpha release likely contains errors and may not contain the full feature set, but does contain most of the desired functionality. Design changes may still occur during this release stage. The beta release, also called a limited release, is given to the stakeholders outside of the developing organization. One of the intents of the beta release is to try out the software under real conditions, test the functionality, and identify any outstanding bugs or errors. The beta release should meet all the functional requirements. Then, after beta release, changes are agreed upon, made, and tested, and a stable version is released. The audience for the GA release is all users. Software documentation should be provided to both non-technical end users and technical users. System documentation is geared toward the technical user. Technical users may be other engineers, developers, or architects. System documentation explains how the software operates or how to use it. It consists of README files, inline comments, architecture and design documents, verification information, and maintenance guides. User documentation is provided to the non-technical end users to assist them in the use of the product. Generally, user documentation is provided in the form of user guides, instructional videos and manuals, online help, and inline help. More details about documentation will be discussed in another video. In this video, you learned that requirement gathering is collecting and documenting the set of requirements that the software needs to adhere to. Designing transforms requirements into a structure that developers can use. Coding for quality entails following a set of coding practices during development. Testing is the process of verifying that the software matches established requirements and is free of bugs. There are 3 types of releases, including alpha, beta, and general availability. And finally, documenting requires text or video that explains the software to technical and non-technical users.